Hello everyone, welcome back to another development log. In this episode I have added in block placement of all of the blocks that's currently available in the game, and I'll demonstrate that now. Mine a few blocks. Get some of these wood blocks from the trees. Okay, so this is the wood blocks. So when you hover over it, it puts the block in his hand and it shows you the block placement, and this is snapped to a grid so that it's always in line. And you can see that the placement block is slightly brighter than the normal block, and then when you place it, it goes to the actual block colour. And it also decreases whatever you have in your hand as well. I've got the wood blocks. I like the texture on the top and the bottom section of this block. All of these are mineable as well, so for some reason it doesn't appear, it doesn't have the highlighter thing over these wooden ones yet, but it does over the grass ones. So I don't really know what's going on there. I'll have to look into the code and see what's happening. I'll dig down and get some stone. I'll have to collect some mud blocks as well to show you them. So just collect the stone. Right, let's head back. This is the stone blocks. If you're too far away, it'll just disappear. There is actually a glitch at the moment where if the block disappears and you open up the inventory, you can still see the block. And same with if I move it off the tool, see it's disappeared. I'm not even in block placement mode. If I open up the inventory, it appears. That's a quick fix. I should be able to fix that, no problem. So that's all the block placement done. This actually took me so long to do. Like, you don't even know. I was up all night last night trying to sort this out, and it still isn't 100%. There was two errors with it actually, and I thought it was one big error. So I was trying to find one fault with the program, and I couldn't even find a single fault with it. All of the code looked fine, but there's a weird graphical glitch there as well. I don't know what that is. I'll have to look into that. It's there again. I don't know what's causing that. But yeah, I don't know what. I couldn't find anything wrong with the code, and I was staring at it for like about 4 or 5 hours, and I just couldn't work out what was going on. But it turned out that you know the highlighter blocks and the break animation. That break animation appears whenever the mouse is over it repositions whenever the mouse is over a block, ready for it to be mined. But because it was behind, because the block that I was placing was behind it, it was somehow hiding the block. But if I press F1 here, see over here on the left, it says object under mouse. At the moment it's 0. If you put it If you put it over an object, it tells you the object number. But for some reason, whenever I was placing like say like I placed 4 blocks, 3 of them would have the object number, but the first one that I placed would just say 0. And it meant I couldn't mine it. Like that. It meant I couldn't do anything to it. It didn't exist on the game, but it had collision, and it was there. And it was telling me that there's just no block there. And it was just mind-boggling. 4 or 5 hours spent looking at the code, trying to work out what was going on. And in the end, I worked out that it only happens on the very first block that I place in the game. No matter what block it is, it's just that very first block. So I just bypassed that block, and the first block you place now just moves off to the side of the screen somewhere. It just gets placed miles away. And then a second block gets placed instead. So that first block, it's still broken, but it's not actually in the game now. I can't wait to see what I can do with all this like block placement. I want to get steps in. I want to get some sort of staircase. I really don't know what I'm going to do with the doors in this, because it's easy to do 2D doors. If it was a 2D game, it's very easy to do. If it's a 3D game, it's very easy to do. But how do I put a door here in the middle of this? It's there's some limitations here that I've never really thought of. I'm gonna have to find a solution to it. I also decreased the amount of wood that you get from the trees. It's 2 for a little tree and 4 for a big one now. How do I put a door there? I could do it if all the doorways were always wooden, but I don't think they're going to be. Unless I have a doorway object for each different block type, which would take me forever. So yeah, I need to make it so that the doorway only appears in the middle, and then I can walk straight through. It's gonna be quite hard to do. I like the way it looks. I might just make the doorways out of wood. I was trying to think how high the doorway should be as well, because if you look at, if I put this block here, like one block, like that's the size of me, one block, but 1 block high doorways is way too small. I think they should be 1.5 blocks. I think that's the right height. Oh, that's weird. That shouldn't happen. There's a few little things in the coding where I need to, it's like little glitches like that. Then now the highlighter tool, the highlighter object stayed in position when I mined it. Let's see if that appears again. So it highlights it and then it's there, but I shouldn't be able to mine that. See, it won't go there now. If it goes over another object, it won't appear there. That's because it's hiding. It's getting positioned, and then it's hiding, and then showing when the mouse is over it. So what I would need to do is reposition that object every time. Every time a block's mined. That's the best way to do it, I think. I was actually messing about in Blender, trying to get a few objects going, because I really like the look of like low polygon objects, and these are just basic tree things that I've made in Dark Basic. But I was messing about with getting an object in Blender and making it really low polygon, and I actually made something that looked decent, but I can't import it into Dark Basic. I saved it as a .x file, a DirectX file, and it just wouldn't work. It wouldn't appear on the screen. I tried scaling it, I tried repositioning it, tried everything. If anybody knows how to import an object from Blender, then let me know in the comments. I might put a bridge over this thing. I love this building thing now. It's like it's finally seems to be getting somewhere, this game. Like, so long have I just been mining things. Now I've got block placement. Some railings would be good on here. I also need to get saving and loading of the worlds as well. I'm going to have to use arrays to store all of the block locations and the block types. It's coming along. I really like that ceiling. I can't wait to get like the back wall placement thing going. So I'm going to do it similar to Terraria, where you make wooden walls. Like these are the wooden blocks, and I'm going to have wooden walls that only get placed in the background, and then you use the hammer tool to get rid of them. So I'm going to have to add a hammer tool, and I'm going to have to add in the wooden walls. I'm not going to add any more blocks in yet, I don't think. I'm going to get all of the little... I'm going to get everything sorted with these blocks that we've got. I need to get some sort of crafting thing going as well. So, an object that you craft, and maybe I can put it in the inventory. Like, you start off with like a workbench, and you put it down, and then whenever you click on it, you can craft different things. I don't want to really go down the route of the Minecraft crafting, how you have to place different blocks in like a different pattern. I don't really want to do that. I think something similar to Terraria, where you just select the object that you want and then it tells you the materials that you need. I think that would be the best way to do it. But I don't know if my I don't know if the inventory here is right for that, because if I open this up, see, where would the crafting go? I could do it in the top corner, and then I could just drag it over into this. But then, would that work on different screen resolutions? Tried to jump the gap. Quite like the way the trees look, even though they're so basic. I actually quite like how they look. just messing about on this now. Just building random things. I want to get some stairs on this. I don't know how I'm going to do the stairs. Am I going to do it as a like half block? So say this was the stair block right here. I'm going to do it as a 90-degree angle here and then horizontal, or the steps going down, or do I forget the 90-degree angle and just have it as steps going diagonally? I don't know. So that's where I'm up to at the moment. Block placement is in. What's the next stage? What is the next stage? I think the next stage is probably getting the workbench in, maybe. Getting the workbench in, getting all of the wall blocks, the background wall blocks, and then the hammer. I think that's where I need to get to next. And maybe start thinking about a doorway system. If you have any ideas for how I can do doors in this game, let me know. Like, take a look here now. Say I wanted a door there. I want the door just to be in the middle here. But I just want it to place there. I don't know how I'm going to do that. There's a simple solution and just make a doorway for every block type. But that really would take quite a while. Right, anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and if you want to follow the development of this game, then click that subscribe button below.